Hare Krishna. So we're continuing with Bhaktivinod Thakur's songs and in the book Gitavali, and Deepika is very kindly going to be sharing a couple of songs tonight. Thank you so much, Deepika.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
And you can share anything you like first. Yeah?
Yes, Prabhuji. The song Bhajare, 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 it's all about all the Goswamis we need to remember first. So the song is entirely about um, saying that how foolish our mind is, just to worship the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Then in which way, we always need a guru. So it's like you need, it's like the one who shows us the right path. So that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur ji is trying to tell us. Just you need to just remember all our Goswamis. He's saying about associates of Gaurasundra. So just worship Gaura, Gadadhara, all the Panchatatvas. Then in the next they say to remember about Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatana, Jiva, and the two other Raghunathas, Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, and I think other one is Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. There are two Goswamis.
Yes.
If I'm right, Prabhu.
You're right. And Raghunath Das Goswami, he was the one who did the Panihati.
Panihati, yes.
Yeah. Good.
Like that. Another one is very devoted Ramananda Raya. Played a very crucial role in with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he
yes.
there.
Indeed.
So then again, but it's like just remember Srila Kavi Karnapura. I don't know who is this Prabhuji.
Yes. He's also one of he came after the Goswamis, very important personality.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of this. I was just confused. I was thinking who was Kavi.
No, actually, sorry, he's an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah. As is Shivananda Sen.
So like this, Bhaktivinoda Thakur ji is saying to remember everybody before. First of all, when we want to reach the Lord, we need to reach through the gurus and remembering the great people like all the Panchatatvas and all the Goswamis like this. This is what the entire song is about, just singing their personality. Even if you just sing about them, just think about them, it is
enough. Yeah. It's crucial actually. Yeah. Very good. Thank you.
Bhakti Gita song. Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Bhajare Bhajare Amara Mana Ati Manda. Bhajare Bhajare Amara Mana Ati Manda. Bhajana Vinagati Nai Re. Bhajana Vinagati Nai Re. Bhaja Braja Bane Radha Krishna Charanaravinda. Bhaja Braja Bane Radha Krishna Charanaravinda. Jnana Karma Parihari Re. Jnana Karma Parihari Re. Bhaja Braja Bane Radha Krishna. Bhaja Gaura Gadadhara Dvaita Guru Nityananda. Bhaja Gaura Gadadhara Dvaita Guru Nityananda. Gaura Krishna Vedajane Re. Gaura Krishna Vedajane Re. Guru Krishna Pratishta Jene Re. Smara Srinivasa Haridasa Murari Mukunda. Smara Srinivasa Haridasa Murari Mukunda Gaura Prema Smara Smara Re Gaura Preme Smara Smara Re Smara Srinivasa Haridase Smara Srinivasa Haridase स्मर रूप सनातन जीवन गुणत द्वन्द्व स्मर रूप सनातन जीवन गुणत द्वन्द्व कृष्ण भजन जनि कोरि बेरे कृष्ण भजन जनि कोरि बेरे रूप सनातने स्मर रूप सनातने स्मर स्मर राघव गोपाल भट्ट स्वरूप रमानंद स्मर राघव गोपाल भट्ट स्वरूप रमानंद कृष्ण प्रेम जड़ी जाओ रे कृष्ण प्रेम जड़ी जाओ रे स्वरूप रमानंदे स्मरा स्वरूप रमानंदे स्मरा स्मर गोष्ठी सह कर्णपूरा सेन शिवानंदा अजाश स्मर स्मर रे अजाश स्मर स्मर रे गोष्ठी सह कर्णपूरे गोष्ठी सह कर्णपूरे स्मर रूपानुग साधु जना भजनानंदा स्मर रूपानुग साधु जन भजनानंदा ब्रजे बाशे जड़ी चाओ रे रूपानुग साधु स्मर ब्रजबाशी जड़ी चाओ रे रूपानुग साधु स्मरा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय.
Yay, beautifully sung. Deepika ki jai. Thank you so much. Amazing.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Kaushalya, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My dear mind, how foolish you are. Oh, just worship. Oh, just worship the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna in the forest of Vrija. Oh, without such worship, there is no means of spiritual advancement. Just worship the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna in the forest of Vrija. Oh, giving up all speculate knowledge and materialistic activities. Just worship Gaura Gadadhara, Advaita, and Lord Nityananda, the original spiritual master. Oh, knowing Lord Gaura and Lord Krishna to be the same. Oh, knowing the spiritual master to be the very dear to Krishna. Just remember the dear associates of Lord Chaitanya, namely Srivasa Thakura, Haridasa Thakura, Murari Gupta, and Mukunda Datta. Oh, in deep love for Lord Gaura you should remember, just remember the two great personalities, Sri Vasa Thakur and Haridasa Thakur. Just remember Sri Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Jiva, and the two Raghunathas. Oh, if you are engaged in worshipping Lord Krishna, just remember the two great souls, Sri Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Just remember Raghava Pandita, Gopal Bhatta, Goswami Swarupa, Damodara Goswami, and Ramananda Raya. Oh, if you really seek love of Krishna, just remember Swarupa Damodara Goswami and Ramananda Raya. Just remember Srila Kavi Karunapura and all his family members, especially his father, Shivananda Sinha. Oh, always remember Sri Kavi Karnapura and his family. Just remember all the sadhus who follow the path of Sri Rupa Goswami and who are observed in the ecstasy of bhajan. Oh, if you actually want residence in the land of Vraja, just remember the sadhus who are followers of Srila Rupa Goswami. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very, very much. Very good.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Surinder. Can you hear me?
Hare Krishna, Dandavad Prabhu, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. So, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, by grace of Sri Guru and Gauranga, yes. Sri Nityananda Chandram Patita Sharanadam Gauradam Tam Bhajeham. Yes, it's like we need the grace of the Supreme Lord, Radha Krishna. And Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he is Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. He is non different from Radha Krishna combined. And therefore we need the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. And all the whole Panchatattva, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi, Gaur Bhaktivinod. Like that, we need the mercy. So, because in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is one Leela whereby Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, he was invited in a Hari Katha, Hari Kirtan in the house of his brother. And he went there, and like one of the devotees, one of the Parshada devotee of Gauranga Mahaprabhu was not honored over there. Therefore, Krishnadas Goswami Maharaj left that satsang and very much disappointed. In this way, so therefore, it is emphasized that we, just like when we worship Krishna, it's not Krishna alone, we worship Radha Krishna. Similarly, when we worship Gauranga Mahaprabhu, we need to worship all his associates, Nityananda Prabhu, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi, Gaur Bhaktivinod. And therefore, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he chose Rupa Goswami to be the successor of the Sampradaya in front of many stalwart devotees, Haridas Thakur, Ramananda Roy, and Swarup Damodara, etc. He requested all the stalwart devotees, especially Ramananda Roy, to test Rupa Goswami's Krishna consciousness level. And yes, after questioning, it was found that Rupa Goswami Maharaj was fully absorbed in Krishna Prema. He was fully absorbed with the Siddhanta expressed by Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he requested all his associates to bless Rupa Goswami Maharaj to continue the Sampradaya. In this way, therefore, we need not only the blessing of Gauranga Mahaprabhu or Nityananda Prabhu, we need the blessing of all the associates, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and especially the 6 Goswamis, Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhata Raghunath, Sri Jiva Gopala Bhata Dasa Raghunatha Echai Gosai Kuri Charana Bandhana Jaha Hoite Bignana Sabhisa Purana Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sane Vasa Janame Janame Morae Abhilasa. So the culmination of our Krishna consciousness aspiration is that we want, by the mercy of our Guru Varga, our Guru Dev, and His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinod Swami Prabhupada, and our Guru Varga in the disciplic succession, we need their blessings to attain the lotus feet of Sri Rupa Goswami Maharaj. And it is said like when we bow down and offer our respectful obeisances to the 6 Goswamis, all the obstacles in our Krishna consciousness is removed. And so our the culmination of our Krishna consciousness aspiration is of course Krishna Prema, but we aspire to join the group of Sri Rupa Goswami Maharaj. In his camp, we want to serve.
Rupa Nugas. Rupa Nuga.
Anugas, yes, Rupa Nuga, followers of Rupa Goswami. Yes, and then by this aspiration, so we aspire that in the company of Vaishnavas, we will serve the 6 Goswamis headed by Rupa Goswami Maharaj and Panchatattva and all their close Parshada associates. In this way, we beg mercy to be able to practice Sudha Bhakti and continue our Krishna consciousness. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Prabhu. Nitai Gaura.
Thank you very, very much. Very good.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I like it very much. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This is Bhavona, Bhavona. So, Deepika, anything you'd like to share? Ooh, it's about the mind.
Yes, it's all about now how you're going to talk to your mind.
Wicked mind.
Beautiful one, this one. Yes, it says that Thakur is saying that our mind is always surrounded by this lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and everything. And still you're saying that your mind, you're still under that. It's your, it's like enemy. So it's saying if you don't give up all these things, then how will you attain Radha Krishna? So try to carefully. It's like telling your mind to keep away from bad company, and tell that you need you are completely surrounded, dear brother, by all these inauspicious signs of death, which we face all these things. Yes, it's our mind is poisoned by all these things of this Arshad Vargas, the love, lust, anger, greed, and all this. It's indeed our deadly enemies. So it depends upon if, until unless you don't take the shelter of Vaishnava, all this unwanted things will disappear. So just think, telling us to think of yourself once, like you're doing your introspection. Think of yourself once. What is happening?
Very good point. Very good point.
Diving deep into your inner self to know what is it.
Nice. Okay.
Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Bhavona bhavona mana tumi ati dushta. Bhavona bhavona mana tumi ati dushta. Vishaya vishaya chohe. Vishaya vishaya chohe. Kama krodha lobha moha madadi avishta. Ripura bashe achohe. Ripur bashe achohe. Asadvata bhukti mukti pipasa अकृष्टा असत कथा भालो लागे असत कथा भालो लागे प्रतिष्ठा साकुति नति शताति पिष्टा सरल तो हो लेना है सरल तो हो लेना है गिरी गिरे छे तुम्हारे भाई ये सब रिश्ता गिरी छे तुम्हारे भाई ये सब अरिष्टा ये सब तो शत्रु है ये सब तो शत्रु है ये सब ना चढ़े कैसी पावे राधा कृष्णा ये सब चढ़े ये सब ना चढ़े कैसे पावे राधा कृष्णा जटने चढ़ो चढ़ो हे जटने चढ़ो चढ़ो हे साधु संगा विना आर को तव इष्टा साधु संगा विना आर को तव इष्टा साधु संगा कोरो कोरो हे साधु संगा कोरो कोरो हे वैष्णव चरणे मजे गुची बे अनिष्टा वैष्णव चरणे मजे गुची बे अनिष्टा एक बार भावे देखो हे एक बार भेवे देखो हे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय।
You can actually read the translation if you like, Deepika.
Yes, Prabhuji, definitely. My dear mind, you have not thought of this? You have not thought of this. You are very wicked. Oh, you are deeply sunk into the poison of worldly sense gratification. You are overwhelmed by lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and so on. Oh, you are under the sway of the enemy. You are attracted by the thirst of hearing the mundane news, enjoying the material sense objects, and seeking liberation. Oh, you think that nonsensical talk sounds very pleasant? You have become crushed by the desire for fame, as well as by hypocrisy and crooked dealings. Oh, you are not very simple or straightforward. You are completely surrounded, dear brother, by all these inauspicious signs of death. Oh, these are indeed your deadly enemies. If you don't give up all these things, then how will you attain Radha and Krishna? Oh, carefully abandon, just abandon them. Other than the association of sadhus, where else is your real benefit to be found? Or just keep the company of saintly devotees. Just immerse yourself in the lotus feet of Vaishnava and all unwanted things will disappear. Or just think all about for this for once and see for yourself.
Wow. Thank you very much. That's really well read as well. I like the way you read it. Thank you. Good emotions. Surinder, anything you'd like to add?
Hare Krishna, Nitai Gaur Haribol. Yes, Prabhu. So it has been emphasized that in the scriptures, sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha, sarva shastra kahe, lava matra sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hoy. So it is emphasized that we need to be always aspire for the company of the sadhus, the devotees, the Krishna conscious devotees. And also it is mentioned, asat sangha tyaga, ohe Vaishnava achar. So we need to abandon bad association. So bad association needs to be abandoned absolutely. Otherwise, with bad association, we can deviate from our Krishna consciousness, and also we can encounter so much trouble. Yes. So in in my own personal life, like one time, I had the bad association of one person. I considered him as a friend. He was my neighbor, and one time he told me, let's go to the seaside to swim. And and then sometimes he would talk about Krishna, etc. So I thought he was favorable. And then I went to the seaside, and then afterwards we were returning, and the anti-drug service unit stopped the car. Yeah, and searched his car, searched him, and also they searched me as well. And they pointed the guns to us.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were like in civilian clothing, special force for anti-drug unit. But luckily there was nothing in his car. And the whole anti-drug unit, they took us, they went to his home, and they searched his home for drugs. And fortunately there was nothing, but I heard that he had some bad habits and bad business. It was by grace of Guru and Goranga, I didn't get into trouble.
Yeah.
But one can get into trouble because of this bad association.
Yeah.
So we have to be very careful with whom we associate and with whom we go out. Otherwise, we can get in serious trouble. There have been many incidents like that, similar incidents. Anyhow, by grace of Guru and Goranga, we always aspire to associate with the devotees. We beg the mercy of Sri Guru and Goranga. And this, it is mentioned that there is Bhukti, Mukti, Pisachini. Bhukti means the path of material sense gratification, material enjoyment. It is also known as the path of exploitation. So Bhukti and Mukti, the path of liberation, Mayavad concept. So both are compared as Pisachini, like a ghost, witch. Yeah, so we need to abandon Bhukti and Mukti mark. We need to adopt a Shuddha Bhakti mark. Shuddha Bhakti, and in this way, by in practice of Shuddha Bhakti, Hari Kirtan, Sankirtan especially, is foremost. And in Hari Sankirtan, the main aspect is the state of the heart. The heart should be free from lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and delusion, and envy. We should be free from aspire. That's why there is one of the kirtans, Ohe Vaishnava Thakura Dayara Sagara Edase Karuna Kori. Like that. In this this Bhajan, addressing Vaishnava Thakur, we beg the mercy to be freed from lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and so on. And also, it is emphasized that we need to purify our heart. This is mentioned in Shikshastakam, Chetu Darpanam Arjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandam Budhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. In this way, yes. Oh, like that. And then just a reference to one of the previous program we were discussing, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur's previous songs, I think 1 week or 2 weeks ago, it mentioned like that one may be having some good qualities of being merciful, and some religiosity. And therefore, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur, he said that only this mercifulness and religiosity is not enough to attain perfection in our Krishna consciousness. But still, devotees, we need to try to be merciful. But there are some people who have such good qualities as being a bit of merciful, being merciful and charitable, and some religiosity. So religiosity in the previous ages, it refers to dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Dharma means religiosity, to be a bit religious, to do some pious deeds, some rituals, and dharma, artha, to economic development. Dharma, artha, kama, then for attain satisfaction of the senses, fulfillment of these desires, and then ultimately moksha. But Gauranga Mahaprabhu has, this was the four goals in previous ages. But when Gauranga Mahaprabhu advented, he mercifully given us the fifth end of our life, means Krishna Prema as a supreme goal. And it doesn't depend on the fulfillment of these previous goals, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. We should abandon and only focus towards the journey towards developing our Krishna Prema. And in this state, it starts with Harinam Sankirtan, cleansing our heart free from all these bad qualities. And by the continuous association and service to the Vaishnavas, and Namaruchi, Vaishnava Seva, and Jive Daya, then in this way we practice Krishna consciousness. Hopefully we will attain Shuddha Bhakti one day by grace of Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas.
Very good, very good. Yes, I agree.
Thank you.
And this mind is always a challenge because it wants you to do so many things. And this preaching to the mind is so important. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati used to say you should beat the mind, I think with a shoe in the morning and with a slipper or something else, with a stick in the evening. Of course, it's very hard because the mind is actually so strong, especially in Kali Yuga. Anyway, by the grace of Guru and Gauranga, we have to keep trying.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Anybody else? Any questions? Anybody? Any further points anybody like to make? Okay, otherwise we can close for the evening. Thank you so much, Deepika. Fantastic singing.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the lovely opportunity.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Deepika, and Dandavat Prabhu,
Prabhu,
Madhudandan, and
thank
Jayanti
you.
Mata, and all Vaishnavas. Nitai Gaura.
Thank you. Hari Hari Bo. Thank
Hare
you, everybody.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.